Hi everyone, I'm Erica Marie, and this message is for my fellow lightworkers. So I'm being guided to talk to my fellow lightworkers about core wounds, okay? This past month, I want to say we've been really diving deep into like an energetic cleanse where you've been having a lot of ascension symptoms. You were probably feeling like your body is like falling apart, I guess is kind of like how I put it. You were having a lot of aches and pains, not really sure what was going on, feeling very stuck, okay? You are having to really dive deep and figure out what your childhood core wounds are, okay? So you might have actually had a lot of memories from childhood pop up that you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. So I'm gonna give you an example. So not everybody has the exact same core wound, but once you figure out and you tap into that core wound, that's when you can transmute it. And that's where your power lies. When you step in and transmute that wound, that is where you are going to start. That is when you're going to be able to start to move forward. So if you've been feeling stuck, it's because there is a core wound that needs your attention and you need to jump in, dive deep, and take it and transmute it. And once you transmute it, that is where your power lies for you to be able to move forward, okay? So I'm going to share with you all, currently I want to move forward on something, and I am fearing judgment, okay? So I got to really dive deep and see where this fear of judgment comes. Now, the memory associated when I was doing this about the fear of judgment is this story I'm about to tell you, okay? I think it's kind of funny. Some of you who watched my videos actually might remember this if you are close to me and grew up with me. But it would have been taking me back, so this core wound of judgment takes me back to the school year of 1988 to 1989. I had just entered into the 4th grade, and I went to a small Catholic school, okay? So I actually had a nun for a 4th grade teacher. I was 2nd generation, so my mother and her 9 siblings went to this Catholic school. It was in our neighborhood, and it was not uncommon. So this actually wasn't during school hours. It was actually on Sunday, so it was not uncommon for us to attend Sunday Mass in the morning, okay? And it was the end of summer, so it was right when the school year was starting. I had stayed the night at a friend's house, and she actually lived a block behind the church. And our plan was to get up early, get ready, and go walk over or ride our bikes to church. Well, her dad had surprised us and went and got us breakfast from McDonald's. He got us pancakes. So back in the 80s, you know, that was a treat. We didn't have McDonald's every day. It was kind of like, oh, this was a special occasion, right? So we wolfed down these pancakes and we hightailed it over to church. But I do want to mention, my mother had bought me like a new outfit. It was probably like for school, but she knew I was going to go to church too. So she packed me this nice outfit to put on. It was a new outfit. It was like a skirt and a shirt. So I was feeling pretty good with my new outfit on. Just ate some pancakes from McDonald's. We were heading over to church. And we wanted, I don't know why, but we wanted to sit in the front pew. All kids wanted to. I don't know. Once we got older, we wanted to sit in the back of the church. We did not want to sit in the front. But at this time, we wanted to sit in the front of the church. So we walk up there, we get our seats. So my friend and I were at church alone. Her parents didn't come with us. I think we went to the 9 o'clock Mass, and we were about 9 years old, so it wasn't uncommon for them to say, go ahead, go to the early Mass. They were going to come to 11 o'clock Mass. So we were at church without any adults with us, okay? So while I was in the front pew, I was like, gosh, my stomach is really hurting. So I went to the bathroom. Well, the bathroom was located downstairs in the basement. So I had to leave the front pew and walk all the way down the aisle. And it's a packed church, okay? There's tons of people there. Walk all the way down and go downstairs, use the bathroom, came back up, walked all the way, went to the front pew. I did this about 3 times. Now, Mass is about 45 minutes to an hour long. So I kept going up and down the aisle. So everybody saw me. Well, the 3rd time, as I went to leave the front pew, Father Lenars was getting ready to serve communion. So Father Lenars, he was like 6 foot. So Father Lenars is like 6'5", okay? He walks up close to the front pew here with the, bread and wine. He's blessing it. And I'm like literally at the same time walking out of the front row, the front pew, and I look at him while he's like this, and I throw up all over him and his feet. And then I turned and I looked at the whole church, and I had McDonald's pancakes, which were all brown, all the way down my new outfit. And I stood there like this, like I was giving communion too, okay? I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a parent with me. Thank God. My brownie or Girl Scout leader was there. She's actually a friend of mine's mother. She came rushing towards me, God bless her, and she grabbed me and she swooped me out. I guess there was a side door that I just never really knew about. And she takes me out to the parking lot. She asked where my mom was. I'm like, she's at home. I was standing at, so-and-so's house. And she's like, okay, I'll take you home. So I get driven home and I'm like this. I can't touch anything because I just have, puke all over me. And I start walking up to my front door and my mom comes out like, what's going on? And the first thing my mom says is, oh my gosh, look at your new outfit. Not realizing like, hey, I just had the worst thing that I could have had happen to me. Like everybody saw me throw up, right? So my mom didn't understand like the core wound that I just created for myself that would stay with me for 45 years, right? So the next day, so let's talk about the next day of school, because remember I told you I started 4th grade and my teacher was a nun and we went to a small Catholic school. So when I went to school, everybody in my class, I saw you at church yesterday, and I kid you not, you know that feeling like when they show movies of like kids walking down the hall and like other kids are going like this talking about the kid? That was me. So not only was it the people in my class that knew that I threw up, it was their siblings and all the older kids. So as I'm walking down the hall, I could hear them saying, hey, isn't that girl that just, threw up yesterday at church? And if it wasn't where somebody saw it, somebody told somebody that, that they had seen it. I'm like, oh, my sister saw you throw up. And it wasn't, they were saying it secretively, but then they were also saying it to my face. So I have this core wound fear of judgment, of like being in the public, okay? So I understand where this core wound comes from. So now that I'm sharing my story, my core wound with you all, so sharing it, I'm transmuting it, okay, in hopes that my story reaches somebody so that they can dive deep and figure out their core wounds and then share their story, or however your healing journey is for you. We kind of all have different core wounds, okay? So I can help share and help you guys, my fellow light workers, to transmute all your core wounds as well, okay? And I'm really hoping that now that I have shared this, one of my core wounds, I can move forward on the project that I have been sitting on, because I fear judgment of others. So hopefully this helps me with my journey. Thanks, guys.